All right. All right, you guys, what's going on? This your boy Town Biz. So, as I told you, as I thought, as I suspected, as I knew, I told you that Floyd Schofield and his son were full of it. This was a hoax. This was a con job. This was clout chasing. So, it's been proven that nothing was wrong with them. It's been proven. Doctor said wasn't nothing wrong with them. All they did was basically use this as free publicity to basically just clout chase. They had no intentions on going through with this fight. And then along the way, they slandered and flat out lied. And I'm tired of people talking about they were trolling. Listen, people use that word trolling too much. Okay, let's just say for common sense, for the sake of common sense, they were just lying. They were lying. I'm tired of people every time somebody sit up here and just flat out tell a lie on the internet. It's trolling, it's this, it's that. Ain't nobody trying to hear that no more. And to see the minstrel show that Floyd Coonfield and his son put up going into the fight, they were the ones calling Shakur Stevenson's name. Oh, we want to fight Shakur Stevenson. So I guess they didn't think Shakur Stevenson was going to call a bluff. So Shakur Stevenson calls their bluff. And then basically they look for a way to get out of this fight. Even at the advisory of Oscar, when Oscar said, I don't think they're ready for this fight, but I'll make the fight anyway. So the fight got made. So leading up to the fight, they're not showing up to press conferences. They're using excuse after excuse. These people that sat up here and told flat out lies on Shakur Stevenson, slandered his name, defamated his character. Shakur Stevenson is letting them off easy. And no apology can fix what they did. If I'm a boxing promoter, I wouldn't work with Floyd Schofield or Floyd or his son. And Floyd Schofield Sr. or Junior or whoever he is, he controls, the social media. He been sitting up here cooning it up, and he didn't build the reputation the wrong way, not being a stand-up guy, just being a clout chaser and being a minstrel show, and then just cooning it up. And they can sit up there and talk all that. Well, we're Dominican. We're not. Well, people think you black and you're seen as black because you say you from Brooklyn and all that stuff. So you looked upon as being black. So at the end of the day, unfortunately, you represent us and you make us look bad. You make black fathers look bad. You sat up there and was cooning it up for Ryan Garcia, saying you didn't believe Ryan Garcia was a racist. You was backing Teofimo Lopez. And here's the thing. It's not going to work for you. You don't have no fan base. You didn't have a fan base to begin with, but after this, who would want to support these dudes after what they did? They flat out lied and they cowered out of a fight. Floyd Schofield, you and your son are cowards. You marks, you're punks, you're coons. And usually I don't get this personal, but this just got to be said about them dudes. Y'all sat up there and wasted everybody involved's time. You wasted Shakur Stevenson's time. You wasted Turkey Al-Sheikh's time. You wasted the public's time. You wasted the media's time. And a lot of us were excited about this fight. Yeah, Shakur Stevenson was an overwhelming favorite. But we was going to give Floyd Schofield for having the guts and say, hey, I want to prove that I'm the best. And he was talking all this, I'm willing to take risks. Listen, you wasn't willing to take risks. You were just cloud chasing. Basically a squirrel with three good legs looking for a nut, and it cracked on you. Your doctor exposed you. Eddie Hearn exposed you. Now, luckily, Shakur Stevenson found a replacement in time. But at the end of the day, for you to basically pull this crap with less than a week before the fight, and then you're going to have the audacity to sit up there and say, well, if you feel healthy enough, you were healthy to begin with. So great acting job. This is pretty much what Manny Pacquiao did after the Floyd Mayweather fight. Oh, remember his shoulder was messed up, but he was throwing punches with both of his hands throughout the fight. He had a cast, you know, when he did the press conference, he did a cast, and then next week he playing basketball, he scuba diving, he doing every recreational activity you can think of. But he was supposed to be hurt. So you just gotta be honest. As a boxing fan, a boxing pundit, and to me, they not getting enough ridicule. I would never in life work with Floyd Schofield. And as a media member, I won't ever in life attempt to interview them. I don't want to talk to Floyd Schofield or his son on no type of level. How could you trust them? They embarrassed everybody. And to sit up there and embarrass themselves and then embarrass black men. They look like two. They get, like I said, they can sit up there and holler that Dominican stuff all they want. But they gonna unfortunately attach them to black people. And for people calling Floyd Schofield auntie, he lucky he getting called that. To be honest with you, people being nice to him by calling him auntie. Because I could think of another word they could be calling him that starts with a oh boy the man, I really could go in on him. I'm gonna leave that alone. I'm gonna leave that alone. And Floyd Schofield, I don't usually tell people what to do with their careers or what to do with their management team and all that kind of stuff. But man, I don't know, dude. You might have to make some decisions on whether you should uh keep your father on as a trainer and a manager. I think he's the manager too. But at the end of the day, this is a big hit. This is a big hit, and Floyd Schofield has no idea what he just did to his career. You think that somebody's gonna book him in a fight, in a major fight, only for him to like pull out with days left? You think that people, even if he overcomes this, even if he recovers from the backlash that he's getting, you think that people are going to fill up a 16,000, 17,000, 18,000 seat arena to come see him? He have no idea what he did to his career. He probably going to be a ballroom, conference room fighter the rest of his career. He had a chance to fight on the big stage and he blew it. You should have went in there, took your ass whooping like a man. There's some people that recover from one-sided fights. Bernard Hopkins lost his first fight, his debut fight. And he went on to become an undisputed champion in the Hall of Famer. He bounced back. Roy Jones Jr. lost fights, got knocked out multiple times, but Roy Jones Jr. is still one of the greatest fighters that I ever saw. Roy Jones Jr. from 21 to 30, he was untouchable. He was unbeatable. One of the most dominant fighters I had ever seen. Canelo, one-sided fight to Floyd. Went on to become, undisputed. Manny Pacquiao, one-sided loss to Floyd, got knocked out cold by Marquez. Still bounced back. Still went on to win big fight. Miguel Cotto got cheated by Margarito. Got stopped by Manny Pacquiao, but he went on to become a Hall of Famer. Bounced back. Took some losses. Thomas Hearns knocked out multiple times. Went on to become an all-time great. Same thing with Roberto Duran. See, they don't have that's the thing. These dudes now, they don't have that in them. They don't have that in them. After the fight was over, we would have made videos. We would have talked about how Kid Austin got his ass whooped. But at the end of the day, we would have gave him credit for, showing up for the fight. At the end of the day, many of us didn't expect you to beat Shakur Stevenson. But we was giving you credit because you called him out, said you wanted to fight the best. We would have gave you all the credit in the world. But you basically had no intentions on going through with this fight because at the end of the day, you were clout chasing and you were scared. And then the way you went about getting out of the fight, make it look even worse. This concoct, staged, somebody rubbed, like first of all, who walks around and just rubs cream on somebody? And then come to find out, Shakur Stevenson was like, I didn't have a masseuse here. I don't got no masseuse. I mean, just flat out lied on this dude. I mean, just flat out lied on the man. Flat out. And it's okay. I understand some people don't like Shakur Stevenson. That's fine. But he is the total victim in this. He got did dirty. He got did dirty. He got, you know what I'm saying? He basically got played. At the end of the day, if you a promoter, ask yourself, would you want to book? Would you trust the Schofields to go through with a fight? So if he backed out of a fight with Shakur Stevenson, what makes you think he wouldn't do the same thing with Keyshawn Davis? Or anybody else that's out there? What makes you think he wouldn't do that? So once again, you got to understand, he ain't Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia is one of them white looking Mexicans. Now, Ryan Garcia looking weird now, but at the end of the day, Ryan Garcia got, he one of them white looking Mexicans. So he going to get a little bit of that complexion protection because he not black. Oh, that snack stuff was just complete. I'm going to say this again. I find it mighty strange that all the black, like I said, all the black snack clients is receiving PEDs, but the non-black ones, it's just supplements. And like I said, the people that's putting that out there is black media or so-called black media, so-called content creators that are basically fanboys. Just like you got one dude that's flat out lying on Terrence Crawford. I'm going to say this right now. Terrence Crawford is not being investigated by anybody. At the end of the day, some of these people just cannot get over the fact that Terrence Crawford whooped on Errol Spence and basically retired him. You ain't fought in 2 years. You pretty much been semi-retired. And that's all it come down to. People still can't get over it. And that's what I'm saying. And people just sit up here making stuff up. And that's dangerous. Because eventually when these fighters going to get to the point where they're going to stop giving these dudes passes. And then here's the thing. They make it bad for real guys out there in the field that's doing real work when we trying to talk to these guys. Now, there are some fighters, I don't give a damn. I'm not going to be professional with them. I don't have nothing to say to Teofimo Lopez and his father. I have nothing to say to Ryan Garcia. And I definitely ain't going to talk to them niggas, the Schofields, the Coonfields, the tap dancers, the buck dancers, the butter biscuit eating Negroes. Like I said before. So I'm going to say this, Floyd Schofield, enjoy yourself fighting in conference rooms and ballrooms, Chick-fil-A parking lots, because that's all you going to ever be. You're not going to probably ever get a chance to fight on the big stage because of the stunts you pulled. And everybody saw what you did. And then you try to say you apologize to Shakur Stevenson. Do you know what they said about this man? They accused this man of saying that they were dealing drugs. They tried to plant work in their car. They were trafficking. They tried to steal their passport. Like, first of all, why would you keep your passport somewhere visible? They've been accused of slashing their tires to rental cars and stuff. Like, you flat out slandered that dude's name. Then you say somebody from his camp rubbed cream. Like, who just walk? So first of all, I want y'all to see how ridiculous that's in. So let me get this straight. There was a woman walking around with cream on her hand, and she just ran up on you and rubbed it on your legs. Like the dude in the jail cell on the Silence of the Lambs that threw that semen on Jodie Foster's face. So basically, you had somebody, and then you actually had people that believe that. Are you guys that damn stupid? Somebody walking around with cream on their hand and they saw you, just went, ah! Like, come on, man. Like, yeah, like, y'all really believe that? When I first heard that story, I said, this sounds absurd. And yeah, exactly. So somebody walking around with some cream on their hand and just ran up to you. So they did a run by creaming. Ah! And let me guess they started having a seizure. Let me guess he started having convulsions and then sitting up hooked to some machine like he a cancer patient, like he fit a pass. So like he laid, like, man, come on, man. Like, and then he in the hospital like something like he got looking like 50 from Get Rich from like hooked up to it. Like, man, come on, man. Like, for real. I was just looking and shaking my head like, boy, this is like, if I have ever seen something that was yeah, I'm just saying, man. Like, I said Shakur Stevenson's masseuse. Like, and then he gonna say, man, and then he gonna have the audacity to apologize. Man, fuck your apology. If I'm Shakur Stevenson, I would seriously consider taking legal action against them. I don't know if Shakur Stevenson accepted the apology. I wouldn't accept the apology. And then they talked about, oh, well, maybe down the line we're like, nah, you ain't getting you are not getting no shot. You're not getting no shot because you'll do it again. You'll do it again. Nah, fool me once. You know what I'm saying? Shame. Yeah, shame on you. But nah, you're not getting a chance because you unreliable. And Shakur Stevenson was saying up into the fight that he thought that he predicted that they was going to get cold feet and pull out of the fight. And it was funny. I was talking to my, correspondent. I was talking to Kobe, AKA Miggs. He told me, and shout out to him. He predicted this. He said, he predicted when this first, and shout out to him. I'm giving my correspondent Miggs all the credit in the world because he told me. He said, Town, I promise. And he predicted when they was going to do it. He said probably a week before the fight that they going to find a way to get out of this fight. He said when they get closer and closer to the fight, they going to realize that they're not going to win this fight and they're going to find a way to get out of this fight. And he was spot on. I just was like, wow. Oh man, Vegas Mark, you cold. I don't even think the Castro in San Francisco will allow them to fight. I don't even think they want them there. Like I said before, they gonna be fighting to keep at the rate they going. I'm telling you right now, they gonna be fight. They gonna be fighting in a Burger King bathroom. Shout out to Humpty Hump. I don't even think at this point the Dominicans want them for that. It was just a coward move. At the end of the day, we got to say what it is. I'm not finna soft shoot this stuff because I'm worried about getting an interview or getting access to them. An interview with them ain't gonna do nothing for me. I would be backtracking. I would be backtracking, interviewing somebody like them. And why would I sit up here and listen to them lie? Floyd Schofield Sr. or whatever he is, Junior, whoever he is, told lie after lie, just flat out told lie. He embarrassed himself and his son. If I'm a promoter, like I said before, I would be very hesitant to book them for a fight. Bring them on the card. If I'm Oscar De La Hoya, Oscar De La Hoya probably is somewhere, like for real. If I'm Oscar De La Hoya, I would consider cutting them because you embarrassed everybody. You embarrassed everybody. You sat up there and said all that asinine stuff, just ridiculous. I mean, the more I heard this dude open his mouth, the more I started shaking my head in embarrassment of like, this dude is just, and then the thing is, Floyd Schofield Sr. or Junior or whatever, I think his son is Floyd Schofield the third. Well, I'll say Little Big Floyd. Because I could say Moist Floyd. And I think everybody would know who we're referring to if we said Moist Floyd Schofield. But I'm trying to be respectful. And the thing is, this dude would do interview after interview, just putting on a flat out minstrel show. And nobody respected you for none of that cooning you was doing. Bigging up Ryan Garcia, giving him a pass for that blatant racism he displayed. Nobody was respecting you, what you was doing, and everybody saw what you were doing. And the thing is, you're not that smart. You're not that smart, Floyd. And what is it with all these niggas being named Floyd having questionable character? I'm just saying. You lucky people ain't calling you Moist Schofield or Floyd Moistfield. Because people think you're moist, dude. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dude. I'll just say it. When I saw him do that interview with Mill City Boxing, where he basically, and the thing is, he's a dude that's literally trying to be more famous than his son. He's literally competing with his son for the spotlight. But he ain't as clever. The thing is with him, he's not calculated and clever as Bill. He's not even remotely. He ain't even, as far as brain power go. As far as brain power go, he probably at 25% to Bill's 95. You know. So I'm just saying. So I'm just keeping it a buck. He's not as smart as he wants people to think he is. He's not smart at all. We all was seeing what he was doing. You basically was trying to build a fan base with what a lot of content creators do, where they try to build a fan base by off of perpetuating racism towards black people. And it's a lot of content creators that do that. You know, basically that Jason Whitlock formula. You thought you could do that Jason Whitlock to build up a fan base, and people still ain't gonna come see your ass fight. So it just needed to be said. This whole thing was a hoax. It was a hoax. You wasted everybody's money, and I hope. And to be honest with you, if you already been paid, if I'm Turkey Al-Sheikh, I would make you give back that money. And see, one thing about those countries like Saudi Arabia, they don't take too kindly to stealing. They don't take too kindly to stealing or fraud. They should lock his. I'm serious, and I'm never for nobody. I'm never for nobody. You know, get locked up. But for them, they lucky that Turkey Al Sheikh ain't having his people lock them up. Now he probably gonna run the Mill City boxing and try to explain what happened and say that we were misinformed. Nah, nigga, you wasn't misinformed. You plotted this all along. This was your plan all along to try to build up this fight, to bring clout, to try to build a fan base, only for y'all to pull out of this fight because you wasn't gonna go through with it. You knew your son. And the thing is, you ain't no good coach neither. Because at the end of the day, if you would have lost, you could have said, hey, we gonna regroup. At least I'm telling you, you would have. Some people get more respect for losing. Let me tell you something. Do you think David Morale is done because he lost to David Benavidez? No. His stature is going to rise because you know what? He went in there and he fought his ass off. He even dropped David Benavidez. David Morale is far from done. They just gonna say, okay, he fought David Benavidez. He wasn't ready for that fight, or it was a competitive fight. And I'll tell you this much: who knows? Let David Morale get a little bit more experience, and then they could revisit this. Because I would be up for a rematch. So I'm just keeping it 100. They lucky that them dudes ain't locking them up. One thing about them, they don't play. You talk back to somebody, you talk back, they'll lock you up. Ask that lady. Ask that lady when she did that screaming match at that rent a truck place. And they locked her ass up. She was begging it. Oh, I want to come on. I want to come on. They was like, okay, this ain't America. This ain't America. So they lucky that they not get locked up. If I'm Turkey Al Sheikh, I'll make them give me back all of that money because you in breach of contract. You just look for a way out of that fight because you didn't believe that you could win. And that's all it comes down to. Yeah, some of them places, if you steal, they used to take your hands off. Some of them places, they have traditions. I mean, for real. They have traditions. They have cultures where if you commit adultery, you can be legally taken out. So I'm just keeping it a buck. If I'm Turkey Al Sheikh, I'm just like, hey, I'm done with these dudes. I'm done. I'm done. You're not gonna get a chance to humiliate me. You're not gonna get a chance to offset that card. Dude put together a hellified card. All you had to do was just do your part and show up to fight. We would have understood you losing to somebody like Shakur Stevenson. We would have understood. We would have respected you. But man, for you to just do what you did, come on, man. I'm like Boosie. Come on, man. Come on, man. So, and then they had the audacity to say that they may attend the fight. If I'm Turkey, I would put them on the plane. If I didn't put them in jail, I would say you guys need to leave. I would get them banned. I would probably ban them. But I know there's going to be some media dude that's going to be so desperate to like try to build up his channel by talking to people like them. They're going to give them a complete pass. Because like I said, I'm telling you right now, Floyd Schofield, he don't want to do no interview with me. It would be in his best interest not to even remotely ask to talk to me because he ain't going to like what I have to say to him. I never saw such a blatant display of coonery and buffoonery. Floyd Schofield and his son are two of the biggest watermelon men, biscuit eating buck dancers in boxing. And you can send this video to them straight up. I'll tell them straight to their face. So there you have it. Anyway, it's your boy Town. I'm out.